Hello everyone, this is Mr. Wolf with another strategy for comparing fractions. We've been working on comparing fractions and we've come up with a few different strategies. And so we want to look at our fractions and begin by asking our first question. Do the fractions have a common denominator? So we're going to look at the denominator, how many pieces our whole has been broken into. For 2/3, it's been broken into 3 pieces. For 4/10, it's been broken into 10 pieces. We do not have a common denominator. So we go on to our next question. Do the fractions have a common numerator? The numerator being the part at the top that tells us how many pieces we have. Well, we're going to look again and see, well, for 2/3, we have 2 pieces. And for 4/10, we have 4 pieces. We do not have a common numerator. Now, before we get nervous, before we start doing a lot of math, there's one more question we can ask that can help us solve this comparison very quickly. Can we compare the fractions using 1/2? Now, to do this, we're going to use what we know about 1/2. 1/2 is exactly, we're taking a whole, we're splitting it into 2 pieces and keeping one of those. So I'm going to start off with a number line. And here is my number line where I have, my number line is between 0 and 1 with the halfway point, 1/2 marked. And now I'm going to think about both of my fractions. First, I have 2/3. Well, I'm going to think, what would be half of 3? Half of 3 would be 1/2. It would be 1/2 thirds. Well, I know 2 is more than 1/2. I know that 2/3 is going to be somewhere in this area because 2 is more than 1/2. It is more than halfway past 3. So this is, I'm going to just write it down, greater than 1/2. Now I'm going to look at 4/10. And I'm going to think, what would be half of 10? What would be the halfway mark? Well, that would be 5/10. So I'm going to look and say, do I have 5/10? No, I have 4/10. That's less than 1/2. That's going to be somewhere in this area is going to be 4/10. So now looking at those two facts, I know that 2/3 is somewhere up here. 4/10 is somewhere down here. So I know 2/3 is greater than 4/10. So if the denominators are not the same and the numerators are not the same, we can also do a quick check to see if our numbers fall on different sides of the halfway mark.